Here with Mike, another writing video tip.
Yesterday, Ann found this shirt in a thrift shop and got it for me, so I thought today we'd talk about The Punisher. I wrote The Punisher for 5 years for Marvel, starting with issue number 1. Carl Potts asked me to write it because he liked what I was doing with the Badger. For 3 years, I approached The Punisher as a straight crime story. There were no science fiction, superheroes, or monsters, or anything like that. It was drug cartels, gangs, serial killers, what have you. And that's, I believe, the proper approach to The Punisher. Today, it seems that Marvel doesn't know what to do with The Punisher. In fact, they seem a little embarrassed by him, which is unfortunate, because The Punisher represents an archetype that appears throughout history and will always be popular. I remember watching Charles Bronson's Death Wish when it opened in the theaters, and people stood up and cheered. The same thing happened to Dirty Harry, for the first Dirty Harry movie. They can't make those movies today. Well, they could, but they won't, because the people who run Hollywood now found both those characters problematic. They feel that vigilante justice has no play in this world of ours. But as we see chaos breaking out in city after city, cities we never thought would deteriorate into chaos, people wonder, where are the police? Where are the authorities? Where's the respect for authority? Well, we all know that the police are under assault, and you're familiar with the defund the police movement, and virtually every American institution is under assault. You know, there's an old saying that without God, all things are permissible, and that's where we find ourselves. But we've also been brought here by poor leadership. But the Punisher represents a return to manly virtue and the things that men do well, which is protecting the innocent, protecting their family. And when I wrote him, at least, I envisioned Punisher as a guilt-ridden Catholic. Because he came from Sicily, Frank Castle is actually a contraction of the name Castiglione. He's a very easy character to get right, and yet we have 3 Punisher movies which all seem to just miss the mark. I thought that Ray Stevenson's Punisher in Punisher Original was the closest to the actual character, but the film itself was a little jokey and hard to take. If you want to see an absolute dead-on interpretation of the Punisher, watch The Equalizer, starring Denzel Washington. I miss the Punisher. I like that kind of character. I enjoy writing that kind of character. So we're about to launch a new character called Private American. Private American is everything Captain America should be, but isn't, with a little Punisher thrown in. And when we first meet this character, his name is Marcos Zamora. He's a second-generation Cuban-American who's a veteran. We find him on the southern border, intercepting drug cartels, terrorists, and snakeheads. We are all aware of what's happening on the southern border, despite a massive news blackout. And the fact is that no organism, neither a single cell nor a nation, can survive without controlling its borders. So that's where we find Private American down there. And the reason I call him Private American is that's what he is. He's just a private American. And people say, well, who are you? I mean, do you have any authority to do this? And he says, I'm just a private American. His activities soon attract unwanted attention, but that's part of the story. And if you're interested in following this, the book is going to be finished before we launch next month. Richard Bonk is just blazing through the art. Plus, we're going to have a few surprises in it. Please go to the sign-up sheet and sign up. It's theprivateamerican.com. Theprivateamerican.com. Thank you.
Do we know when the crowdfunding will launch?
Next month.
Oh, next month.
August.
Okay. And then it'll run a month or 2 or something before it closes out?
Oh, I don't know. You would know more about that, my dear. I just write these stories. This is the Punisher's dog, Microchip.
Microchip?
Well, actually.
I thought his name was Freddy.
Yeah,
Freddy.
his name is Freddy.
Okay. Well, great. Thank you so much. Please remember to subscribe, Also ring that notification or announcement, whatever you call it. And we appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.